Welcome back to the Do Hard Things Today podcast. It is Friday, and that means we're going 5 for Friday. This is a quick episode. We got Jed Blackwell over there making it happen, Coach Katie Malone, and we are going 5 ways to be more confident. Let's be more confident, Coach. Number 1.
How you walk. Stand up and walk like you're going somewhere. Don't walk all hunched over. Don't shuffle. Like, walk like you mean it. I think that is the first thing you see when, like, you see someone, if they're shuffling, if their shoulders are hunched over. Body language tells so much about, like, how we think about ourselves or how we're feeling.
Pull those shoulders back.
Yeah.
Poke your chest out. Stand tall.
Yes. I think that's, like, it's one of the first things I see when I meet someone.
Do you think that changes you inside?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, because, you know, if you have that posture, you are clearly thinking like that, you know, because you're just feeling defeated. Don't walk around feeling defeated, because you're not. You know, you are what you think you are, right?
Yeah.
So I think just stand up. And what even got me thinking about this was because someone said to me the other day, "Were you in the military the way you walk?" And I was like, "No," but he's like, "Well, you have so much confidence." And I was like, "Wow, thanks." And it just kind of got me thinking about it. I mean, I'm definitely, I was at the laundromat. I mean, I wasn't trying to parade around, but I was walking like I had somewhere to go.
Walk tall.
Yeah. Stand
Number 2.
tall. Number 2, surround yourself with positive people.
Why is that important?
Because you are what your friends are. I mean, don't you tell your kids that?
Yeah.
And isn't it kind of true when it comes to your kids? If they're hanging around with kids who are getting in trouble, guess who else is getting in trouble? Your kid.
True story.
But also, you know, we all have people in our lives, like, let's face it. We have people that we see in the grocery store, and you might see them and you go down a different aisle. Like, don't be one of those people.
Yep.
Then
Negative Nellies.
Yes. And then we have other people who we see, like, a lot of times they're our friends, and they're our friends for a reason, but they really lift us up. And it's like, spend more time with those people than the people who bring you down. Because when you're successful, a lot of times people get a little jealous, especially if they're not really your friend, and they try to bring you down. Don't let people do that.
Yep.
Find other people.
It's like the old thing about the crabs in a bucket.
Crabs in a bucket.
And the crabs are trying to get out, and then the other crabs are pulling them back out. When one crab tries to get out of the bucket, the other crabs pull them back into the bucket.
That's an interesting one. I've never heard that.
Look up the illustration of crabs in a bucket, and you'll be able to see it. It's a longer illustration than that.
Okay,
Look up crabs in a bucket.
Crabs in a bucket.
And
okay.
it's basically the idea is other people that are not being successful and that are not taking that step of faith and doing hard things, just like the podcast says, those other people will try to pull you down because they don't want to see you do good. Now, they don't have the guts or the willingness to go do hard things and be successful. And so the easiest way to level things out is to pull you down and keep you down being mediocre.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? See, you thought you were going to be the only one that had good stuff today.
No. I knew you would. I knew you'd throw some good stuff in there too.
All right, number 3.
Okay, number 3 is to sleep more. Now, I know this sounds kind of funny because, like, you're thinking, why is that going to improve my confidence if I sleep more? It's because you're going to be happier and you're going to be more optimistic. Like, let's face it, when you're exhausted, it just doesn't set you up for a win. Mm-hmm. Like, everything becomes like little things that you normally would have just let roll off your back. They become like bigger issues. You get short fuse, got a temper.
Yep.
So a little bit more sleep goes a long way. And plus, you know, typically, like, you just look better when you've slept more. You don't look tired.
Yeah, that's the first thing when you walked in today. That's the first thing Jed's wife was saying to me. It's like, you sure do look tired today. Have you not caught up on your sleep? But that is
tremendous confidence boost.
Yeah, I know. Just keep people like Bonnie out of your life. Keep people like Jed in your life.
That was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
I had this before I walked in here this morning, though. So
number 4.
It wasn't because of that. Number 4, take care of yourself. And by take care of yourself, I mean like
That's a broad term.
it is a broad
thing to
term,
say.
but we're talking about confidence here. Taking care of yourself. You are what you project to the world. And if you take care of yourself, and I'm not talking about like having your nails done and having your hair done, but just try to take care of yourself. Like go for a walk. Do something that helps your fitness. Fix yourself up the best you can. Like just present yourself to the world. It makes you feel better. I mean, let's face it. If you leave the house and you didn't take a shower and your hair's a mess and you look a mess, like that doesn't really make you feel very confident. If you just take a shower, put on something a little bit nicer, like say an outfit that matches in my case, you feel better. You just feel better. It gives you more confidence and you present differently.
All right.
So that's pretty simple. Like all these are simple for the most part.
Number 5,
and this is the last one because I've got to throw this in here. Self-talk. Self-talk. It's what you're saying to yourself. And I talk to athletes about this all the time. It is my favorite. It's if you're talking to yourself and saying things that aren't nice, like you're constantly putting yourself down, you're never going to be able to be confident. So you've got to be kind to yourself. And I know I've said this to you before, Kevin. I said, hey, Kevin, would you say that to one of your kids? The things that you say to yourself. If you wouldn't say it to your kid or to your best friend, then don't say it to yourself.
Don't say it to yourself. Jed said something.
Jed has a quote about that too.
Yeah, I have a friend who used to, every time she'd hear me or pretty much anybody else criticize ourselves, she would say, don't talk about my friend that way.
Right. I love that one.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's a good way to look at it.
It's a great one. So, I mean, I think that self-talk is really important for so many different reasons, but when you're trying to be confident, like you've got to lift yourself up. If you can't help lift yourself up, nobody else can.
And why do you think it feels so uncomfortable at times to talk good to ourselves? Especially for those of that like to motivate other people and like to build other people up.
Because what we see about ourselves are the most negative aspects most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're critical.
There you go.
Really overly critical. But so those are the ones I've got.
All right.
For Friday.
5 ways to be confident. So we're gonna stand tall.
Yes.
What was number 2?
What was number 2, Jim?
Surround yourself with positive people.
Positive people. Number 3.
Sleep more.
Sleep more. Number 4.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. And number 5.
Watch what you say to yourself.
Watch what you say to yourself. So we would encourage you this week and all the weeks after that to do these 5 things, and you will be a more confident person. But you have to do these things. And a lot of these are just taking care of yourself. And if you will do these, then you're going to find yourself in a much more confident position. And like everything else, you do the hard things today, tomorrow will take care of itself.